Welcome to the BMW 320i 2006 model. I've been driving it for quite a few miles and I thought it was time to do a roundup on how I feel about the car. So as you know, I've got a 370Z which I use as my fun car. This car is my daily driver that I bought for driving to and from work on a regular basis, shopping trips, holiday trips, anything else that I might want to do where I don't want to put the miles on the 370. So, like I say, I've had it for about 3 weeks now. My first impressions when I bought it, whether I liked it, that's what I bought it for. And my thoughts now are that I'm still happy with it. I've done a single fuel fill up since I got it. My MPG has been averaging out at 34.5 miles per gallon. It's got a 63 litre tank and I did 430 miles with that tank of fuel. Now that's with a combination of daily driving to and from work on B roads and a couple of motorway runs as well. I think I did about 140 miles worth of motorway driving. So it's not great fuel economy. This is a 2 litre car. 34.5 is more than I would get if I was driving the 370Z on a daily basis, that's for sure. And it's pretty much the same as what I was getting out of my Mini Cooper S. Comfort, it's still comfortable. I like driving it. It's not particularly harsh as a ride. You know, I could fall asleep whilst driving it. It's really good. Cruise control works. I got a bit confused at first with cruise control, just because of the way you go up and down the speed. You push the stalk forward to go up, pull it back to slow down. Kind of makes sense when you think about it, but every other cruise control that I had has worked with a button where I've pressed up and down to go up and down on the speed. Same thing, different way of doing it. Also, because the stalk is just below the indicator stalk, I've had the occasional moment where I've gone to put cruise control on and I've flashed my full beams at whoever's coming the other way. So not ideal, but once you get used to it, then it all works out fine. The dual zone climate control, that works really well. I've set it on my side, the girlfriend has it set on her side, and it works out for both of us. We've got an air conditioned drink holder, which is great. I'd never put drinks in it, but what I did find is that when I normally stop at a petrol station to get petrol, I buy a Kinder Egg for me and my girlfriend. It's just become a bit of a habit. It was quite hot yesterday, so I put them in there to stop them from melting. They had melted a little bit, but once I put them in there with the air conditioning on, they firmed up, and that was good. It doesn't accelerate particularly fast. It's slow to accelerate. It's 0 to 60 in like 11 seconds, I think. 150 brake horsepower. It's not going to be fast, but that's okay. It's not what I bought it for. Sometimes it feels like changing gear takes a little bit longer than I'd want it to, and it revs higher than I want it to because I want that economy out of it. But like I say, 34.5 miles per gallon is what I was getting with the Mini. It's pretty standard for most of my cars, higher than a lot of the cars that I've had, so that's fine for me. The stereo is still working brilliantly since I replaced it. I am now seriously considering replacing the speakers because they just aren't very good at all. The sound quality is pretty poor. So yeah, I think I probably am going to end up replacing them. I've already picked out all the ones that I think I want, along with maybe an amplifier or two. If it was just a standard speaker replacement, I'd do it, but because there's going to be some work in terms of replacing the trim so I can fit a tweeter, and also removing the seats to fit under-seat subwoofers, because this car does come with our under-seat subwoofers, and I'll want to replace them. So I'll probably pay for someone else to do that, so that'll eat into the budget a little bit. I wouldn't really want to spend much more than £1,000 on it, which is a lot of money. I think back when I was younger, would have thought nothing of that. Now I'm a little bit more dubious to spend that kind of money, so I'm going to see what I can do there. Cup holders, haven't used them, but they're great. Plenty of cubby holes, which I'm finding really useful. I've got some sweets in here, I've got sweets in there, so that's everything you need covered in terms of storage space. There's a little cubby hole by the door here, under the dashboard where the lights are. I thought it was a fuse box, turns out it's not. I can put stuff in there, which is great, very useful. Not that I'm using it, but it's useful. What else have we got? I've got my phone attached to the vent here, which is great. It's out of the way. Got my iPhone cable, which runs from the stereo here behind the column up to here, so there's no cables dangling about anywhere. I've suffered no issues at all with the car. Traction seems fine. Indicators all work and do what I expect to. As I turn around, I've got good visibility. I've had people in the back as well as sat in the front, and everyone is happy with the legroom. I managed to drive my girlfriend's mum and dad yesterday, and her dad normally doesn't let anyone drive him anywhere, and he was very happy to be in the car as a passenger. I think he was anyway. He looked enthused enough and didn't have any complaints to make about my driving, so that's good. Yeah, there's not anything to complain about really. It'd be nice to have more power because that's what I like, but it is what it is. It's a daily driver, and it's doing the job for me. So yes, 3 weeks in, I would say that if you're looking for a semi-economical daily driver that does all of the comforts that you need, and you like to have air-conditioned beverages, I would say that you could do much worse than having a 2006 320i.